Hey love, welcome to my channel. I'm Arlie and this is my first video. I hope the audio and the visual are okay. Um, any feedback would be greatly appreciated because I am such a beginner at this. Let's keep this space more perceptive than judgmental so that we can allow ourselves the space to grow and the freedom that is so innately ours, and also allow for unlearning and letting go of what's no longer serving us. Thank you for being here with me. I actually can hardly believe we made it here. We're all at a totally equal power point in the present moment. Everything is accessible to us. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is the triumph of union, uniting with everything, all there is, excluding nothing, integrating, alchemizing. And that's where we find it, and that's how we do it, here and now. There is no other way. Nothing lacks divinity here. I'm not sure if where you're at, you're experiencing bliss and complete fulfillment, or if you're experiencing a really dark time. Either way, I'm really thankful that we made it here now. It's taken all of life to get us here. Let's get on the same page. Not just you and me. You and you. Let's start there. Me and me. Self-acceptance is a hilarious thing because we're always constantly expanding and growing and uncovering more of the lost parts of ourselves as infinite beings, lights flashing around in the dark, ever exposing new treasures. This life wants to surprise you, wants to delight you, wants you to enjoy everything. And maybe I'm crazy and have kind of gone into a place where I'm a sick fuck, but I think that you can find divinity in all of it, in the darkest of places too. This true union, living in the present, divine alignment, being centered, finding the true self. Any other kind of union is kind of an illusion, because all we are is life itself. So to become united with anything smaller is quite limiting, if we're not primarily focused on the spark that we are. The spark that is all there is a better way to put it, I think. Some people don't like to call it God, and you don't need to. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But it's the only true source of power. And it's where we build the empire. Maybe the way we build the empire? Together united, expanding, blooming, letting the garden flourish. A lot like permaculture. It's not the same thing as planting a bunch of things that don't cooperate well. We don't want to focus on the things that are not for us. We want to move towards the things that are our desire. Now, Cupid and Psyche in the image, this gorgeous statue. I could probably spend forever talking about them. This image in front of you, if you're familiar with the myth, is the moment that Psyche dies. And Eros shows up with the power of resurrection. It doesn't matter how suspicious Psyche has been in the beginning. His lust is the thing that wakes her up from death. This is not a sleep. So when the deepest parts of you face death, desire, your lust for life itself, that's what wakes you up. And that's what's never left. Sometimes it'll smolder as embers, but that spark will never die. It's always been there. It's eternal, just like you are. You've always had infinite power inside you, at your fingertips, and all around you. It's everything that there is. You're so free that you can choose bondage. And some of the greatest freedoms can come from being bound. But fear exists and darkness does exist. But they don't exist as a thing, as an entity. Darkness does not have a speed. A hole, for example, is not a thing. It exists because of a lack of a thing, just like darkness exists because of lack of your light. But as soon as you bring your light to it, your consciousness is there, and it's not dark anymore. You've brought it to light. So really, there's nothing to fear. Really, everything is just this divine play. And when we get on the same page as ourselves, we triumph in union. And at the bottom of the darkest, most scariest box of Pandora, we find hope. We find that light. We find ourselves. And we can trust. In this ever constant presence of connectivity. That's how love is the fabric of space and time, and how it's the space between everything that we call matter. Because love unites. You can always trust your heart. And don't think for a second heartbreak doesn't kill. I have a friend who had a heart attack less than 5 minutes after he found out his wife cheated on him, his ex-wife. Heartbreak is life and death. And death can be beautiful too for the rebirth that it brings. But birth is always more painful than death. And it's scary too. Think of how we come into this world as a human. We're in the dark, in the womb. We don't experience light even at first, just sound, and then glimpses of light. And then we're running out of space. And suddenly we're in excruciating pain and burst into the brightest light, screaming. Hopefully, if things are going smoothly, we are screaming in the beginning. Yeah, birth isn't easy on anyone. But this life is so fucking worth it. And it's the greatest gift that we've ever been given. We can trust in this, in the darkest of moments and in the brightest of times. Trust your heart. The desires of your heart are for you. See, not the object that your heart desires, the desire of your heart. That is what's important. That is what drives you. That is what is here now. Because we all kind of know once we get it, it's not as exciting. You want more, or you want something else. Such is the constant lust of life, the drive for expansion. That's the pressure. The pressure is your free spirit cracking against the glass ceiling that you've created for yourself. Let's break every glass ceiling we come across. Let's have fun with it. Like my son watching Terminator. Just glass breaking and joy. Witnessing. I'm not sure what the future holds for me or for you. But I know we need your genius. And because of the genius that you specifically bring into the world, because of all you've been through, because of everything integrated into the being of light that you are, what you do with this divine game is of the utmost importance. And I can't wait to see the world that we create together. This heaven on earth. Because I don't know about you, but it's pretty boring to live in hell. I mean, like, you're tormented constantly, but it's the same old, same old. Let's do something new. Let's start something fresh. Let's spice this life up a bit. We got this. You got this. I got this. Together. I hope that this served as a reminder of our infinite connectedness and how important you are to everything that there is. Because we wouldn't be all there is without you. And I know it hasn't been easy, but you're the only one who could have done it. Nobody else could have done what you've done, and nobody else will be able to do what you're about to do. It's thrilling. Let's create this together. There will always be far more to know than we can conceptualize. But what is known or unknown is dependent on there being a knower. That's you, baby. If you ever feel like you're not enough, please remember that you are fucking infinite. And if you ever feel like you're too much, just remember you can't be, because they are infinite too. I love you so fucking much, and I'm so happy we're here. Okay. By grace of God, this will not be the last you hear of me. Take care. I love you. Bye bye.